Hi, Frank Tulip here. And in this short video, I'm going to introduce you to our company's mobile app that was specifically designed for businesses that offer mobile ADAS services and calibrations. Now, if your business or one you know presently performs or plans to perform mobile ADAS and calibration services, what you are about to see is the industry's best productivity, documentation, and communication mobile app specifically designed for mobile ADAS and calibration technicians. This app that you're about to see is available on the iOS and Android app stores and can be used on smartphones and tablets. So logging in is simple. You just find the app on the smartphone or the tablet and enter an email address and password. Once you log in, you'll be taken to the main page. Now, on the main page, you'll see three menu options. You'll see incoming, in-process requests, and completed requests. The incoming menu shows all requests that have been submitted by the customer or dispatched through our dispatching module. The in-process requests are the in-process requests that this technician is presently working on. And completed requests are all the work orders completed by the technician. So, in this case, as a technician, when I press on incoming, you see the service request sent to them, to the technician, via a customer scheduling or via the dispatcher. In this view, the technician can see the scheduled date and time, the year, make, and model and VIN number, the shop that is requesting the service, and of course, their name. Now, when the technician presses on the incoming request, they now have access to a lot of options. They can press on the chat icon at the top of the page, and they can send a chat to the specific customer. They can also see the vehicle information, the RO number, who sent the request, and their RO. Now, if the shop started the request, the customer of the shop started the request in CCCOne, the technician can press repair lines and view the actual repair lines of that vehicle's repair order at the shop in their CCCOne platform. Now, this is really important because it provides the technician with access to what repairs were done on the vehicle. Now, also, the technician can also press on view any attachments. And if there's an attachment there, the technician can open up that attachment and view it. So some shops that don't use CCC could upload a PDF of their estimate so the technician could then see what work was performed on that vehicle. The technician also sees the scheduled date and time, the type of service request, the service requested, where the work's going to be done, and in this case, it's going to be done in shop. And then simply the tech would then say, okay, I'm going to perform this job, and select done. And now, once they do that, they're indicating to the system that they have begun working on the job. This changes the status of the work file from submitted to working, okay? Now, once they've assigned themselves, they're going to press the next arrow, and they're going to be able to see the service request details. They can see here, number one, that they're scanning requests. They can open it up and see there's a pre and post scan. They can see the customer wanted a test drive or the dispatcher selected to perform a test drive. And in this case, there's an on-site calibration and Aztec calibration and programming. Now, what's cool is if the technician finds additional services at this vehicle when they're on site, they can literally select another one, or they could select one and manually enter in a description and hours and amount. Now, when they do that, the system will automatically send a text message to the customer requesting approval of this additional service or services selected by the technician. Okay, now once they've reviewed what they're supposed to do, they're going to press the next arrow. And now what they're going to see, they're going to see a checklist, a prerequisite checklist that has been set up by the organization. And this checklist is something that their organization wants them to complete as part of the repair and or calibration process. So in this scenario, you can see there's dash photo, VIN photo, is the tire pressure correct, verify the vehicle contents, perform alignment check, identify and set up static targets, fuel tanks full, health scan performed, update repair procedures, and take four corner photos. Okay, now I'm not, for purposes of this demonstration, I am not going to perform all those. But in this case, if I want to take a dash photo, okay, open the door. And so now I'm going to say, I'm going to take a dash photo. So take new photo.
You stood in line for
I'm just going to take a photo. I'm going to use that photo, and I'm going to save that photo. Now, once I've saved that photo, it's important to understand that any documentation that I save, whether they're photos, reports, or anything, those documentation images, reports, PDFs are automatically saved to the organization's file as well as to the customer's file. So that means as soon as my technicians take the photos, upload the PDFs, whatever they are, the customer gets it automatically, and so does the organization. So there's no having to email this information or anything to anybody. It gets automatically saved in both the customer's file and the calibration organization's file. And again, you can see here, we're going through taking photos. Now, again, for demonstration purposes, the technician will go through step by step on these, right? Again, the checklist is created by the organization requiring the technician to do certain things. So again, in this case, the technician would be going through this. They would be adding images as required, whatever the case may be. And then when they're done going through the checklist, they're going to press on the next arrow at the top right of the app page. And now they're going to be taken to what we call the action steps, or otherwise post-activity checklist. So did you complete the calibration, and are you going to upload the calibration report? Did you perform the calibration, post-calibration scan, and upload the report? Did you complete the pre-calibration steps that you just went through? Did you perform a test drive and upload the test drive CoPilot report? And oh, by the way, did you look at repair procedures, and did you upload any repair procedures to that file as well? So again, you're going to see the process here. We're going to take a photo of the calibration report, or an example of a calibration report. Again, use the photo, save the photo. Pretty straightforward. And again, I want to repeat, as I'm adding images or adding PDFs, those images and or PDFs or any other files that I'm adding are automatically saved to both the customer's account and the calibration organization's account. Real critical. So again, as I mentioned earlier, there's no need to have to email things or put them in Dropboxes or create a separate Dropbox for the company. Everything is integrated into the app and the platform as part of the process. Again, going through the checklist here, the technician would be doing the same thing as part of their process. Again, last step is I want to upload repair procedures. So I'm going to go to those repair procedures. I'm going to take a photo and again, upload that photo into the platform for both the customer and the calibration organization's documentation purposes. Now, once that checklist is done, the technician's going to press on the next arrow at the top right. And what they're going to do is they have the ability to enter in any notes, like all okay, whatever they found, whatever they want entered into the report, as well as the invoice. They could put comments here. Then they're going to select final acceptance. They're stating the fact is that they perform the operations acceptable, and then they're going to press complete. And that's it. I mean, that's the process that the technician goes through when they're using the app to perform their job, completing the services, documenting the services. Now, what's very cool is once they press complete, the customer automatically receives an invoice and automatically receives a report. So there's no creation of anything else. The customer receives the invoice and the report automatically. So here's an example of a report. You've got the bill from company at the top right and the company that they're billing underneath the logo. You've got the RO number. You've got the invoice number. You've got the year, make, model, and VIN number, insurance company if there's an insurance company involved, and the technician who performed the work. And then you have all the pre-checked items when they were checked off. Every time a checklist item is checked, it is time and date stamped. Then you've got the action items of the post-repair checklist that you want the technician to complete. And then you also get a list of the services that were performed on that vehicle. And then last but not least, in the results area, if there were notes entered, those notes would appear in the report here as well. And here's an example of an invoice or billing statement from the provider to the customer. Again, provider information top right, customer information below the logo. You've got the invoice number, the RO number, the date and time, again, vehicle information. And then you can make the service and service descriptions as detailed as you like. And again, any notes that are entered into the platform by the technician will also appear on the invoice as well. Now, last but not least, remember, as I said, all of the activities, the tasks, the checklist, the PDFs, the images, whatever is being documented by the technician is automatically being shared with the customer. So what you see here is the customer's portal. And as you can see, here is the file that the technician just got done working on, the Mercedes C-Class C300 4MATIC. Okay, and you can see here now it's completed. Now, as the owner of the shop that just received this information, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here, I'm going to hit view, and now I can literally view everything that happened on that job. I can see it was completed, when it was started, when it was ended. I can see it was done by Frank the Mobile Tech. I can see that Frank said everything was okay. I can review my services, all the services that I agreed to have done. I can review the ready checklist that I completed, my team completed prior to the request. I can see the pre-check information that the technician completed, as well as any images, files that were stored by the technician. And same thing with the post activities. I can view all of those files that were saved by the technician during the process. And then, of course, I can come in here and I can look at my report. So I just go into report and I can get that report. And by the way, I can download that report. I can print that report. I can do whatever I want with that report from here. So here's the report that was completed by the technician, Frank Mobile. And again, every one of the action items, the checklist, are time and date stamped. Same with the actions. And then, of course, the services that were performed and any type of warranty will be on that report. And the customer can go right here for the invoice, and they're going to see their invoice. And again, they can print or download that invoice right from here, and any taxes included as well. And then last but not least, they can email that report or email that invoice to anybody. And any chats that were entered, you can see here, remember we talked about chats. Any and all chats that go between the technician and the customer and vice versa are also automatically documented in the platform, all based on the technician using the mobile app. Pretty cool.